Morning. Good morning. We make God right now, God. That is who we make God. I'm looking at something. Morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. God. Good morning. God is good. Good morning, God. Good morning, everyone. Yes, 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 God. How are you today? How are you today? How is everyone doing? That is who you are, Lord. That is who you are, Jesus. You know, that is who you are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, I was looking up the Jeremiah 30. This is a word of the Lord. This is the Jeremiah from the Lord saying. This is from the Lord. The God of Israel says, right then I put all the words I have spoken to you. The things are coming, declare the Lord. When I will bring my people Israel and Jordan back from captivity and restore them to the land I will give their ancestors to possess, that I gave their ancestors to possess. Say the Lord. Ah, I don't know how. I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't know how prophets and people, who believe things for other people and believe they can come and teach us, and they're gonna do everything for everybody and teach that land for a life and for a roses or whatever they get. But right around your vicinity, they could that about her. Right around where you are, there is no blessing. Bodies are falling every day. In the Bible, where the prophets live and nothing is going on there. The Lord bless, Lord, come do it. I was scrolling last night, and I've never seen so much prophet and ministering. Some of them lay down on their bed, ministering from Jamaica. They lay down on their bed, ministering and prophet and prophet. But at the same time, Jamaica is going to roll in a handbasket. Yesterday, a 63-year-old woman was going to work on Washington Boulevard, and somebody and lived her in a car. 63. Everybody got around and said, "This is a whole lady," because she works at the law office. And the things that they wanted her to do, put is out of her grasp because she's not a lawyer. But we come in TikTok land and we see, oh, the Lord said, and we see everything that's going to happen to someone else. But our family, we don't see. And we have our children running up and down, rampant, doing anything but the right thing. And we never speak about it. But they're a woman of God. But they're a man of God. And we see everything else wrong with everybody else. But we can't fix our family. We don't pray for our family. We pray for someone else. Because it's going to give you a light and it's going to give you a power. It's going to give you some money. Because you don't think that you should work for money. I can't understand. There's a city north of me up here. Every corner you go to, there is a church. They take the church, the homes, and make them in church. And every morning you wake up, there's a dead body. Why is it that we are hearing from God and we are not doing the things of God? We are not speaking, thus save the Lord. It first started in your home. Your ministry starts in your home. Your ministry don't start on TikTok. Your ministry starts in your home. Clean up your home. Sweep up your own front door. Because your children are the one who's doing the atrocity, whether in America, whether in Jamaica, or whether in Canada, whether in England, wherever. It's our children that is doing it, not mine. We give our children the reign to go out and do all these atrocities. But we are so holy on TikTok. God said to tell you, send me another flower. God said, God said, God said. God said for everybody else apart from our family. When God is going to do something, God always sends a warning. God give you a warning. And that's when I go back a lot of you are liars. God always send a warning. God gives you a warning. He don't tell nobody to don't tell you. Tell you himself. And if he tell you 2 or 3 times and you don't listen, he sends somebody to tell you. So don't tell me about prophets. There is always a warning when God is going to do something. If you are not living right and you are doing things, God send a warning to you. And if he give you dreams and you don't respond and you don't change your ways, good morning, my dear. You don't send in TikTok prophets. Because everybody's a prophet on TikTok. And you're not doing the prophet's work. Everybody's a prophet, but you're not doing prophet work. Then your children running rampant doing all these atrocities. It's not old people doing it. My kids are older. These 21 and 19 and 18-year-old people, young children, doing all these atrocities. So that means it's your children and grandchildren. Because a lot of you and you are young. The little old people that are here in my age group is one of maybe 5. You can go there. I'm not talking about the little man they will try to be. Most of you are my children and grandchildren. Why can't you speak to your children? Why can't you curb your children? First thing, we don't want any talk to our children. And if somebody say anything about our children, we begin to fight and we begin to do the same thing what the children are doing. We want to outlive them. The parents suck the sour grape on it edge the children's teeth. Whatever the parents do, the children do the same thing. Better hearing no better barrel. If we curtail our children, all the problem will be solved. All our problem will be solved if we can manage our children. That elderly woman could be me. I'm not living there, but I might go there on vacation. If we train our children, if we curtail our children, all our problem, we wouldn't have all these problems. Because these young people don't want to work. They are the one who's doing it. All the atrocity. Because honestly, oh, you don't even see good morning, my dear. Thank you, Major. You don't even see anybody in their 50s doing anything like that. These young people doing these crimes. Why? Because the parents leave them up and the parents send them out to get money so they can get it because they themselves don't want to work. But you have all the prophecy and you come on here at night and you're sleeping with microphone at your mouth talking. What does say the Lord and TikTok? You get up and you're talking everything where the God tells you to tell somebody else. But yet he don't tell you anything to tell your children. Yet he don't tell you anything to tell your family. Yet he don't tell you anything to tell your community. He don't tell you anything to tell any one of those people. You see, let me tell you something. I am not a prophet. I am a woman of God. When you see my community here, I go to bed and my door left open sometimes. I go to work and my door wide open. I go to do work and my garage fly open. I thought it was closed. It opened. I come home from work after 12 hours. My garage was still open. The door to the garage, to the house, you could just spin the lock and go in. Nobody comes forward. Because my neighborhood is blessed. Anywhere a woman of God or a man of God live, your neighborhood supposed to be blessed. It's supposed to be blessed. God is not only raining because when you get blessing from God, it don't only always drop on your shoulder, it drop on everybody around you. I'm okay, my dear. God don't only just give you, He bless everybody. That's why they said rain falls on the just and the unjust. It's not just you. The prophecy is not just for you on TikTok. Your prophecy is for your community. Your prophecy is for your household. Your prophecy is for your church. We see everything that's wrong with other people. But yet our family is sick and we can't heal them. The healing first start with you. You don't start on TikTok. The healing first start in your household. When you pray, everybody in your household is supposed to be subjected to the higher power. Anytime you lift up the name of Jesus Christ, everybody in your household, around your neighborhood, but your children are committing these atrocities, and you are on TikTok looking for flowers. You're on TikTok looking for art. Young 63-year-old woman, still working so she's young, going to work. And young little boy. Yeah, I better take that call one moment. Hold on. Sorry, I'm living alone, so they call me every morning to make sure I'm okay. Everybody's supposed to be blessed. Blessed. Let me tell you something. Everybody, all people who's not even saved, all right, they're doing Bible work. I don't see anything wrong with that, but the Lord doesn't answer the prayer of a sinner unless he's repenting. Who are you praying for? What are you praying for? You're not saved. You don't know the Lord. What are you doing? Because other people are doing it, you think it's cool that you just start doing it. Start praying for your neighborhood, fasting and prayer for your children and your grandchildren. Take the weapon out of their hands, and we'll have a good community. Because we have these children that live at home and don't want to work, and we feed them night and day. Well, not me, but I just a we. You feed them night and day, and you give them the strength to go out there and do atrocity. You give them the strength to go out and do the things that they're doing. And when they bring it in, you don't say anything. You don't ask them where they come, where they get it. You don't ask them where it come from, where all they come by, whether you're in America or Jamaica. Because the same thing here. People don't ask where you get it or take of it. They don't ask them where it come from. And little crime become big crime. I think I talked about this already. I went to the corner store to buy milk when my son was little. My son put on a jacket. It was like, and my son put on his little, he was like, I don't think he was. And he put on his little jacket. He had his little windbreaker. And he put it on. And I say, honey, why you put on the jacket? It's sun. Oh, mommy, I go into the store and I go. He's so small and he's still know to tell lie. Oh, you get cold. And he pushed his little pants down and put in his shirt in his pants and put the windbreaker jacket on. So you can't see anything. I went to the store and take up all the man candy and stuff down in his shirt and then pull the jacket over him. I didn't know. I didn't see them. They run around and doing in the store, you know. So I came home. My son take off his windbreaker and drop out all this candy out of his clothes. I said, what? I pick up all the candy, put it in the bag, and give it to myself, and I take it back to the man. I'm take all this candy back and we're going to beg him pardon. And he take the candy back. And the man thanked me and said, oh, I wish every parent would do something like that. That would, you know what I mean? Tell you something. Going to the store, my son never put on a jacket. And he stand up right beside me in the store. Never touch a thing. When your children doing things, you got to nip it in the bud. What if I didn't do that with my son? My son will start going to the different store and start stealing, thinking that he was because he got away with it when he was small. So you're gonna think that he's doing the right thing. But every time your children doing something that is not kosher, that's going to the Jewish people. You have to stop it. You have to nip it in the bud. When you see your children, especially sons, because you don't have daughters doing much of those things. When you see your son doing all these things when they're little, fighting and carrying on, stop it in the bud. Break the curse. Everybody love the children. And as much as you who have to bury your young children, after because that old lady that they killed, are they on it? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You have to give up what God will give up. Are you Jamaican, Emma? Are you from Jamaica? Are you following me? Um, I have a remedy for you. I have it written down somewhere. Um, Follow me and I'll send it to you. So you give it to you. Wallet will give it to you. Remember to send me I'll send it to you. And she will do well. She will do well, my darling. She will do well. The Lord is good. She will do well. You will. When I come up, I'll go look for the cake I put in my car. Because I give it to everybody at church. And everybody. We are here to help one another, physically and spiritually. We have to be our brothers, we got to be our sisters. And all the people that are on here will join together and get out all the things that are the atrocity that are happening to people, young people, old people, but especially older people. Because, you know, first time people was more manners and more respect for older people. Because they say after you pass 50-year-old, no, after you pass 50-year-old, people young like anything else. But nevertheless, you would think that they would have more manners and respect, especially for a woman who's 63 years old. We need to take more for the children. When my son, because I say, son, I don't do the most thing. All I do, I pray for my children. But my son, my, my, oh gosh, I do so much things for my son. We sit and read the Bible. I never go to church and my son is not beside me. I 90 with Olive Oil going to school. I 90 with Olive Oil come home. I 90 with Olive Oil is going to play. And everywhere we go, now he's a big man going over. He said, Mommy, can you pray for me? He's going out and he said, Mommy, pray for me. He get this job driving this big truck up and down. And before he go, he come and kneel down before. I said, Mommy, pray for me. I put my children before God because I know, especially here in America, boy children have a bad, especially when you're black. Boy children get a bad rap. And when they go into those bad company, when they go on the street, you cannot take them back. Keep praying over them. When you see the street get a grip of them, you cannot. Because it's a big man, sit down and send the children out to do wrong. The big man sit down and get them bags to take to somewhere else, not knowing what is in the bag. And the children are doing the bidding for the big grown man. And when they see that big man sit down making all that money, they think it's right for them to make it too. And that's where it starts. There you go. Yeah, that's what I did to my son. I just said just now. I marched him right back to the store with all the things he stole. Never steal it. You see your children doing something, you gotta leave it alone. You see your children doing all these things, and we laugh. It's just like when you see little baby, and the baby hitting her mother and hitting her back, and do, oh, she's so cute, he's so cute. But he gets to be 5 years old. Everybody start to look at him with side eye. Everybody start to look at him. And then he gets to be 7. He's wrong. Who's the parent? You have no training. The same little cute little baby that doing the cute little things that we laugh about. Grow up to be who they not do this. When they do need to blow their hand and you take them out. And you take it out 2, 3 times. The next time you're going to put them, he's going to look at you. And you're going to say, no, 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 never do it again. But if you laugh every time you do something, and then you blame other people, and then you blame the prime minister, you can't raise your children that you want to raise the prime minister. You can't grow your children, but you can't grow prime minister. He don't, he don't, he don't, he don't. At the same time, your children are on the street committing these atrocities. always somebody else. We always seem to blame somebody else when we cannot curtail our own home. Can't get the people in our homes to go to church, but we kill somebody out there. I don't mean that literally. I mean, not I think to go to church. Want everybody to go to church, but we can't get our own soul to go to church. It starts in your home. There you go. I know, but you know something? Listen to me. If the people, the children in school wanted to pray, they would have prayed. You don't have to pray in group. You just pray by yourself. If you don't want to pray, you're not going to stop me from praying. I am going to stand up and pray. Um, because they always want to take care of themselves. Change when the Lord will bless you. Change begins with us. The title don't make any difference. The five prophecy. I have a man cry and say he was alright. I'm a prophet, I don't know, something. Doctor. When I ask him where to get his doctorate, if you have a master in bachelor, a bachelor and a master. No advice and online. I said, stop the foolishness. Because people are running and buying these titles and putting it on themselves. They're prophet, they're doctor, they're this, they're bishop, they're this. Oh, come on. Title don't let you pray for people and be perfected. Perfected prayer and prayer, they want to just a feeling much. Prophecy title don't help. Doctor prophecy don't help. I mean, title don't help. Until this title don't help. Then somebody said, somebody Bible says you're hungry. And you go there and tell them that you're praying for them. That's what it said. Because you're supposed to feed that person and then pray. Because the prayer doesn't fill their belly. Don't tell me about the Bible, I read it so many times. So many times. Oh, today's what? Today's the 19th. And we are reading on the Bible. The 19th. The 19th. Exodus 11 to 13. Exodus 11 to 13. I know, your daughter, something they wanted me to share about my children. I saw on TikTok this lady showing this pastor. Just praying for this woman. And the man pastor begins to roll everything in front. They're showing it on TikTok from Africa. The man was rubbing everything and rubbing and feeling everything. I don't want him to teach any teacher all my grandchildren. Arm's length is good enough. Because I know it's not like before. My teacher used to help me if I'm crying. I just see this little 11-year-old girl went to the bathroom of a plane. And this man going to tell her to go use the bathroom. When he put a camera onto the toilet, come and sit in the baby girl. People do crazy things. The world is so different. We have to live on the planet. Yes, and people may wonder why I go to church. But churches are not free. People may wonder when they go to church, I mean, our prayer is not Thursday. People may wonder when they go to prayer meeting. There's a lady in front of me, Christian, with me. As much as people don't live in, believe in the prayer. Prayer changes things. Prayer changes things. And when you pray, you touch their God. When you pray, you move God. You these people are not praying for their family. You let your children go there and do anything they want to do. And then you go to the street and say you're praying for somebody else's children. And God tell you something to tell somebody. I want one of you come out here and tell you, say God tell you to tell me. When I know your household need prayer. Your household need prayer. But you open down. God is telling you things to tell everybody else. All about your house. God is telling you everything. Oh, the prime minister is not good. The member of this cabinet is not good. And this is not good. And this is not right. At the same time, the children came out like you to see the world. The children go out at night and come with all these atrocities. And you don't see it. God don't tell you anything about that. Understand you the prophecy is not good. God don't tell you anything about those things. Who you think doing all wrong? It's not our people. Our people in the bed from early. Oh my Lord, I go to bed from 6 on the other night. I go to bed so early. Our people in the bed. These young people on the street doing these things. Why are you not praying for your children? Why are you not praying for your grandchildren? I have 5 grandchildren. Work every day, school every day. Not just really saying, but look at your mama. The young couple years ago, I want to buy a house. When I was 19 and 18, I thought I was buying a house. But when I checked the collective wages, you think that's it. One man said, I believe in it anymore because every time you look, it seems like these people don't sleep. Morning, noon, and night, they're on TikTok. Morning, noon, and night, the same set of people are on TikTok. You look at night, the same set of people. The same set of people. The And some of them saying some things I don't even know what they're saying. So now everybody's switch over to talking about God. But when we tell you something, even great. Because if you come over to talking about how you cannot serve to the glory of God, He will live. And you're calling down wrath on yourself. And the Bible said it will follow down to the third and fourth generation. So be careful. Don't try to take the Lord and make a mockery because you want lights and flowers. He's not a mockery. The Lord is not mocked. What you sow, you shall reap. The Lord is not mocked. Clean up your front door. Too much atrocity. And stop blaming other people for it. When the finger is pointing back at you. The finger is pointing back at you. When you think the finger is pointing back at you, clean up around your home. Go into your house and pray. Judge your children and your grandchildren because they are the one who's committing the atrocity. God don't tell you anything to tell you also, but God tell you to tell somebody else on the road. God tell you to tell the prime minister he's not doing the right thing. God tell you to tell his cabinet he's not doing the right thing. At the same time, your children walking up and down at night, doing all this atrocity, bringing in the loot to you, and you don't think it's wrong because you don't want to work. So anything is anything. You come tell me that God. You tell me that God say, even God tell you I'm going to, even if it tell you to tell me, and I know that your house needs cleaning up. I have a problem with it. First, pray for your home. First, pray for your children. First, pray for your grandchildren. Everything you are doing in Christendom begins at your home. My pastor used to say to me, I wish everybody was like your sister, Barbara. Because every time you come to church, your son sits right beside you. I feed my son before and I give him his little lunch pan. That was a baby. I give him his little lunch pan with him cheese and this in there. And when he's hungry, because Pentecostal church keep long. I take him to the back and he sit down and eat his lunch. He finish and he fall up his little lunch pan and bring it and come and sit back right inside me. Because children running up and down. Let me tell you something. If you don't train the children, they're gonna train you. If you don't train your children, they're gonna train you. I know when I talk, but every time I talk to her, talking to her, you hear the child in the background going on with all these rockers. That's not me, that's not Christian way. The Bible said to train up the child in the way that when they grow up, they're not depart from God. Grow them up with manners and respect. If somebody comes and says, one of my child or grandchildren, do something bad, don't do it. I'm saying, "Oh, not my kid." They will never do that. They don't come from that kind of way. My children are Christian. They don't come from that kind of way. My grandchildren go to church in the morning with my brothers. I live a life. When my husband died, I could have get up and down and up and down like everybody else. But I said, no, I don't want my children to see man running in and out, in and out, in and out of my home. No, I take care of them. I let them see that I am not that kind of person. Do that kind of thing. And they are the best mothers. I would not for anybody else to do to grandchildren. Please do. I wouldn't have to anybody else to raise my grandchildren. It starts from in the home. And anytime I see people, no, God said to tell you, God said it, God said. At the same time, everything is falling apart in the home. Everything is falling apart. You're praying for the husband, you're praying for the wife, you're praying for the children. The children don't hear you pray. You don't pray over your lunch, you don't pray over your dinner, you don't hear no prayer going on. You know what I told you? My mother told me that it was after this. My mother later will not know this story, because it was a story. And she said this little boy was raised by his grandmother. And the little boy went out there on Linsanga, and they arrested him and he went to go to court and he was sentenced to be executed. And mother said, he said to the judge, Your Honor, can I speak to my grandmother? I want to whisper something to her ear. And the judge gave him the okay. And when the grandmother came to him, he held on 2 years and did it all. He said, when you see me doing these things, if you had stopped me, I would not get to this. He said that when you see me doing these things and you had stopped me, it wouldn't have gotten to this. But you let me do them. You let me do this and look where I'm at now. It is not cute when your children are doing things. It is not cute. Don't let anybody sit down and tell you, oh, I'm laughing. I don't laugh when I see children doing all these things. You got to train them. If you don't train them, they're going to train you. And you're going to cry in the long run. How are you going to go through 9 months of hard labor with baby in your belly, kicking your ear and kicking your ear and do all these things in the belly, playing football in the belly and all these things. And then you bring him and have to pick him up on the street. You think getting pregnant is an easy thing? That's something I really don't like because it's not easy. All this kicking and turning and rushing and playing football in your belly. And then you're going to turn around and just playing the game to have them. You go through all that pain, you want to keep your children. You go through all those things, you want to keep your children. Young children are doing their atrocity. Down in Washington Boulevard last night, yesterday, 63-year-old woman and live with her car going to work and they run. Where are you running? And that's the thing I can't understand. You go out there and do your crime. You do your crime, you pay the time. Or you do the time, whatever they call it. You go and you and live a little 63-year-old woman. And then you get up and you run. Why are you running? Now your life means a lot to you. But nobody else's life means anything to that. Everybody else life don't mean anything. But your life means so much because as you do something wrong, you don't always stand up and wait until the police come and get you. And then that mother would get up and go and curse you out if you say anything about that bad child. Mother would say everything but loose to you because in their eye they're good children. Any children is going to do something bad to people. You walk in and they see something drop out of your hand or your bag, they pick it up and run. Healing. You see something drop from somebody, you pick it up and give it to them. It's a good child. You don't put the foot on it and hide it for yourself. And that's how it started. Stop thinking little things. Little things become big things. Little crime become big crime. And as soon as the police does something, they get up and call out and call, let's march because it's wrong. They didn't do it. Really? Really? You ain't going to get and you don't come to the march. You ain't coming. I am not coming. I am not coming. There are other young people that are good citizens. I have five grandchildren that are good citizens. And there are other young people in church, good citizens. This little girl, not even 25, just graduated doctor. Why can't you do something better with your life? Why can't you do something with your life? You get up and you call out the Prime Minister and tell him all the numbers get in focus. All kind of things because he's the bad one. And he wants to know all the good ones. They sit down in the daytime and at night come, they scramble out. You don't know where they are at night, they're gone. To commit crime. They're gone. It's your prophecy then. When you look in the spirit and your grandchild is gone, when you look in the spirit and see that something is wrong in your home, the spirit's supposed to pick you up at night and tell you your grandchild is going through the door. Where is your prophet? The prophecy only good for somebody else and not you and your household. My prophecy is for me because it keeps watching me. When my children was young, I walk the floor at night. I walk in their room. I don't see a pillow, I cover up and I leave it. I make sure I look and I see that it's there in the bed. Make sure my children are in their bed. You ain't locking the door and lock me out because you're paying a mortgage bill. Every door I can open it. Every door I can open it. Every door I can open it and go in. You ain't locking no door and lock me out the door on my own house. No. You're locking anybody lock door in. I don't even lock my door because I don't have any husband. It's me alone there. So my door don't lock you open 24 hours a day. You can come in anytime you want to. I don't believe in it. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see what you are doing. our children bringing opposite sex in the house, and the mother live in the house, and everybody's bringing it up. I'm going nice and lock a door. If I am not doing it, why would you do it? Any opposite sex to bring in my house or in the living room. I'm not saying you can't bring opposite sex. They are where we can see. I can see them, and then you can fall out later on. Hey, so you give permission. You got to set the precedence in your home. You got to be the example. The Lord is counting on us to do the right thing. It starts in your home. It doesn't start in somebody else's home. Pick the beam out your eyes before you start picking it. Before you start picking the little mark out of somebody else's eye. Beam the plank out of your eyes. If we curtail these children, if we train our children right and stop speaking these things, oh, oh, when we were there, they did, and they did there, and then the children put it because children don't forget anything. I remember everything my mother told me as a young girl. Children don't forget. And you start speaking things that people do to you. Speak love to your children. Speak love. Don't care what anybody do you outside. Like I said, don't quarrel with your husband. Let the children hear you. No fighting in front of the children. If maybe don't get along and you see them, you get along. Let them see you arguing and let them know that there is love in your home, not wrath, not fighting. We send these little monsters here to do these things because of the way we in our home. Because we choose a partner, and you're gonna sit on a quarrel and fight day and night. Let your children see love in your home. In holding on, sit down, watch TV, play games together, do things. We are sending these monsters out there, and these to their feet. Have a problem with it. I tell my children, I said, I'll raise you properly. And if you go out there and do anything, don't call me when you get to prison. You're there until you come out. Because I ain't coming here to get you out. Because no, I thought you better than me. Of course. Raise them right. Let them see you. Don't pop them out one after the other by yourself. Of course. Satan out there waiting. As I said, you go through 9 months of hard labor. It's like you're in prison having a child. You have 9 months of hard labor. And then you have that child. You know all that pain and suffering. And then you want to go outside and pick him up and police finish with it. No. Mothers not the parents not supposed to bury children. Children bury parents. And that's a different thing. But going out there to get involved in all this things and all these things. And let me tell you something. Whenever time your spirit tells you that a company that your child is keeping is bad. I know anytime your children, anytime your spirit tells you that your child is keeping a company and that child company is not good, you know, go. You know what? I don't want him at my house. If my spirit tells me, because when I first came here in America, this lady of a son just came up here. Good, good child, going to school, bad company. And the company, the boy went out and did something. And did something. Asked the other good friend to keep the thing that they used to do behind the it. And the little boy taking it away. Police came, and the little boy who didn't do it, his finger was found on the evidence. And the one who do it got it wrong. And the little boy who didn't do it get years in prison. Years in prison. Don't let your children keep a lot of company. Because you're trying to throw them right on the company and twisting them around and telling them what you, oh, she all fashion, oh, she this, oh, she don't want you to have fun. I don't care about fun. Fun never goes away. Even when you're 90, you can still have fun. But after you get a record, it goes with you for life. The same music they were playing when I was young, still playing today. They have some different dance, they have some blood, they have some was playing all long ago. I grew up on some event, Dennis Brown, but the other one name, Jacob Kilomilo, Smith, Friend Boo. The music are still playing today. I go to Jamaica and hear them play. Music, whether it's old or it's old, it's still playing. So whatever you're doing, get your education. You will still catch up. Nothing is going to pass you by. You still catch up on anything that you miss. You still have your education. And especially if you put God first. Don't let your children keep bad company. Because the bad company will lead them astray. And after they get old, you can't control them. Amen. After they get older, you can't control them. Stop sending them to church from a young age. Put God first. Start sending them to church. Whether you don't want to go, you don't have to go. Try them and let them go to church, go and turn back and go. And you see how good that child grow up. But some people don't want to go, send them alone. for saving your child's life. So go back, oh yeah, oh, let me finish. I just- you oh dear, they call it. Oh, I'm going to prison. I'm going to prison for my son. Oh, I'm going to. Not me. I ain't looking for nobody in prison. I ain't looking for nobody in prison. You get there, you stay there. You think I'm going to come there and look for you because you're in the doing life? I never tell you to do bad things. You're doing your life all by yourself. When you get there, that's the last time you're going to see me. When you get there, you're going to stay there yourself. I talk to you, and you don't listen, and you get there. You think I'm going to be sending out, what do you call that money? Commissary, whatever money. Commissary money. You think I'm going to be sending my money and send and give you to buy things? You're going to eat the food I give you. I am not sending a penny and give you. I never heard of that one. I talk to people. Oh, I have to go visit my son. Oh, I have to go visit my daughter. Oh, no. You train them up so you don't have to go visit them in prison. Because if I were to go visit somebody, I would be so ashamed to let people know that my child is in prison. But these people don't take it, they think it's fun. And they are calling their children to fight and to do things. In my days, when I come back from work, from school, my mother don't even tell me because she knows me. If somebody do something to me, I don't even tell my children. I am saving my children now. You think that somebody did tell me something I went, oh no, that's right. I protect my mother until she died. But in America here, if somebody did something to me, I would not, as long as they don't kill me, I would not tell my children. I don't want, especially my son. I don't want my son in jail or prison. And people are calling. That's why people are calling the children to unlive you. What do you think gonna happen when that happens? Well, he's gonna come and either gonna unlive him or he's gonna draw his hand behind him and his foot down on his chest. So my children, okay. I said I can't do those things. I said I can't live those things. I have a weak heart. I cannot live to see police have your hand behind you, have you on the ground with their foot in your back, on their knee in your back. I know. I said if I see police stop my child, I'm doing all those things. Oh my God, I would be on the ground dying. I could not see my. Maybe all of you have good pregnancy. I don't. All that baby moving up and down and carry on. Well, I don't call it fun. And then you gotta go through that pain of having that child. You want to protect it. You want to guide it. My son is in his 30s. I'm still hug and kiss. He's so big over me. My head is on his shoulder. And every time we talk, I love you, mommy. I love you, baby. Still my baby. Show love in your home. Love upon your husband. Love upon your children. Hold on with your husband. You're going out to hold it on to walk. Let the children see. Kiss your wife on the cheek or wherever. It's your wife, it's your husband. Show love. Let it. You know, some of these children don't never see love. And sometimes I'm talking to them and counseling them. And this is constant. I am there was no love with my mom. I don't know love. Nobody loves me. Nobody tell me that they love me. And tears running down my eyes. Tell your children you love them. Tell your children they're beautiful. Tell your children they're smart. Speak love to your children. Speak godly things to your children. And you see your children turn out. Every time you see them, everybody know my mother loved me. I have to sit down if I sit down and put my head in her lap and she twists my ear up and down. That is love. I'm old, so it's old time people. Not there in the 50s and 60s and 40s. Somebody else sit up and tell me they love you. You know that they love you, they show you sign. And you never have anybody doing all these atrocities like they are doing today. Nobody, nobody, police never even carry around gun, they carry button. They never carry gun. No, all of a sudden, no, everybody have weapon. It used to be just button. All of a sudden, now, every day you wake up, you know how many people you gotta go bury? One boy came on from Jamaica. The boy said, look at you all this bread. 28 in one day. Come on. I wanted to get some out for you. In one day, in one day, love my children so much. Thinking about them tears come to mind. Because I suffer too much to have them. All this thinking and going on and football playing in my stomach. All this football playing in my belly. I'm finished. Especially my son. My son was overdue like 2, 3 weeks. He had the cord around his neck. And the doctor didn't tell me. Every time I go to the hospital to pray, the doctor said go home. And I have an Italian friend and he walks me up and down the street. And I went. Amen. God, let my son pass away. They have to stay in the incubator for how long? I said, that's it. I don't want to do it. That's it. We go through heaven and earth to our children. Keep them close to you. You keep your children close to you. You don't bury them. Parents don't bury children. Children bury parents. And I can't tell my children that all the time. I don't want to see anything. I do. What is called, oh, come down here, identify your child. No, I ain't identifying anybody. I want my kids with me. Remember how my daughter just called me just now. Oh, my son called me. Their daughter work in the government, so get in touch with them. We are a close knit family. And I wouldn't say the same this thing to you if it's not something that I do. Now in the Caribbean, it's hard for us to say, I love you, I love you. People don't want to say that to the children. But the younger generation, they know. I think maybe they will adapt. I think they will adapt. That God bless you. That God gave you to raise for Him. They are not your children. They are God's children. So the first thing you do when you have a child, you take him back to the church and you give him back to God. When you have a child, the first thing you do with your child, take your child to church. Give him back to God. He's not your child. Until you give him to God, it's done. So God, these are your children that you gave me to raise for you. You raise them. You take them. You know what to do. You take care of them. Not my children. They belong to God. So I gave them back to my daughter. Gave back my grandchildren to God. Give them back to God. When it's you keeping them, you don't take them to church or even get to prison. Keeping them by yourself without the love of God. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? The devil is going to raise havoc in their mind. The enemy is going to come in. Because you don't have the power of God, you can't do anything. It's like when you're walking and you see change on the ground. Don't pick it up. Don't pick it up. It may look tempting that you need the water or the pencil or the five cents. Echo shaka. You are picking up the road to the voodoo people and they said, take the quarter and throw it at this road. Take it and throw it here. Don't pick it up. They are getting rid of it and you are bringing it to your home. Don't bring it on your children. Because it always touches the young mind. When Satan comes in your home, it don't come to you. It comes to the young mind. Satan touch the young mind because he know he can't touch you because at least you know right from wrong. The young children don't know it yet. They don't know it. And that's why in the street they always get the young little children. I'm saying, oh, come to everybody to give this one I'm gonna give that one this card for me. Get them. They take them, move out to that neighborhood. You know, one thing was going on. I grow my children in apartments. They never grow up in an apartment. And they grow up and they buy the house 18, 19 years old. They buy the house. I don't never like apartments. Because you can watch your children in an apartment. They sleep in this apartment. Sleep. Oh, I don't even like condominium. My children grow up in the houses. Always at the house. Keep the world away from them. And people. Keep people from them. They have to come to my house. Because when my son was growing up, all I hear, this one went to this house. Oh, and they were playing with pistol. And this one, I said to my son, let me tell you, don't ever ask me to go to anybody else because you'll never go. Anybody want to sleep over, let them sleep over. You ain't sleeping over. I don't trust anybody with my children. I don't trust anybody around my children. Never. I don't trust any. I don't care if I have to get food stamps. I don't care what I have to get, but I don't want nobody around my children. You're not going to tell my children it's going to be crazy things. No, no. I'm not leaving my child with anybody that I don't know. And even if I know, no, I don't trust nobody. Nobody. But then you could leave them in the house. And my children is a good man. The curtain driver that you don't know that somebody is. And they are in house. They're not going to open the door. They're not going to door. Until you drop them, they never open the door. Don't trust people around your children. Of course they do. Touching them here and telling them all kind of things. No. Uh, uh-uh. I make sure the house, let them stay there. I make sure they have a house. I'm a realtor. And people think that they can't buy a house. Everybody can buy a house. In the city that you live, they keep away money. A lot of people don't know. And the realtors not telling you. But the city give you down payment. When you get an FHA mortgage, put that the closing costs for you. And a $5,000 and $6,000 can get your house. See, the interest rate come down, if you buy a $400,000 house, you can pay $202,000 more. Cheaper than what you pay. Cheaper than what you're paying for rent. Get a house for the children. Where do you live? Every city, the government gives. They give money. Every city. Call up the city. I'm in Port St. Lucie. Are you in Port St. Lucie? I'm in Port St. Lucie, which you mean? You know, my daughter have a friend in West Palm Beach. And my daughter friend get this. But left on the job. But my daughter friend get out, I found out about 2 years ago. And she paid the government for $85,000. The city give her money and the state give her money. Or the city and the county. But you get two money. Well, you can't just come out there and get it and you don't have a job. You have to have some. You have to have a job. Or you have to have somebody who can help. If you don't have a job, it's going to be hard. And they want to tax me for sure. You have to do this. But if you're working and you're in the job for 2 years, you can get out. You can't get out. Up to the other day, they were saying in Palm Beach, they were filling out paper the government was giving away like $100,000 to buy the first house. A lot of people don't believe that they can well, now they give it to now in New York because I have a friend in New York and she get a house for $2. I don't know about now. In Atlanta, you have to make enough money that you can pay for you can, but you know, but it first to get a mortgage and lender qualify. Get a lender to qualify you. And when you get qualified, and when you have that letter with you, when you have that letter with you, then they want to see how much you qualify. Go to mortgage broker. I was a mortgage broker. I give it up. Don't go to mortgage broker. Go to lender. It does based on your income. You have to be making, especially now that house is so expensive. You have to be making a pretty, decent salary. But if you have a husband or you have a child who's working, how if you can put to bed? Now you need two income to buy a house. Two income because you have to be making at least $120,000 to be able to get a house these days. Yeah. based on your income, it does. If you're just making $10 an hour, forget it. It ain't gonna happen. Yeah. Before 2, 3 years ago, you could buy it with the $10 an hour, with $20 an hour. But what are you gonna do? Everybody else is them all the way. Everybody keeps saying sell, sell, sell. And every day people calling, oh, you want to sell your house. And I'm going, oh, really? Sell my house and go in. Because the houses that they're building in Florida, I don't want them. But, but now things are going to get back. Things are going to come back down